So, investor readiness program. So, actually, we'll take you through an overview first. In general, we do help tech-based founders start and scale their companies, and everything that we offer are basically custom programs, from early ideation to first fundraise. We offer one-to-one advisory services, not only from our expansive network, but also through our key EIRs, or entrepreneurs in residence. And we also provide more recently funding opportunities, and we'll get more into detail about that. The history of, I would say, Altitude Accelerator Rick Center is that we've gained a lot of expertise, as well experience, as well as successes in the clean tech sector, as well as advanced manufacturing. But we are considered technology agnostic, and we support many founders across the tech industry. So our typical profile are, we have a lot of serial entrepreneurs, typically in the later stages of the programs, who have experience in their fields of expertise. Many of them do have advanced degrees. By the time you get to, let's say, incubator or altitude, or sorry, the investor readiness program, many of these founders have, based on their subject matter expertise, have created considerable traction for themselves. And we'll get more into the detail about how we help them once they've reached that phase. So, in general, we have four programs that we offer. So, the first program we offer is at an early stage startup. It's called Rev Up, and it's a self-paced program to help you build your business model canvas. And if you have a great idea, but you haven't quite figured out the business opportunity, the market opportunity, Rev Up is for you. Growth Essentials is kind of the midway between Rev Up and Incubator. It is a self-paced program as well, and we do this. It's called Tech Uncensored, and it's a bi-weekly LinkedIn Live that we've also turned into a podcast, where we talk to experts in their specific fields when it comes to marketing, when it comes to what VCs don't tell you, or when it comes to developing your first MVP, or finance, or something specific to the medical industry, or pivoting as a startup. We develop those stories on LinkedIn, and we actually combine some of the best videos here so that our cohort has a good chance of understanding exactly what they need to actually develop their business. And so both Rev Up and Growth Essentials are free programs. When we get to Incubator, these are session programs, which means that they're hybrid or online, and they have a concentration on sales and marketing. So we have two instructors that are seasoned in their field to help companies grow and scale at this stage. The Investor Readiness Program is also a hybrid. It's self-paced. It includes a coaching program designed to actually have the founder look at their business at a bird's eye view to determine what are the gaps and opportunities in their business. And also, it culminates into, how do I improve my investor pitch so that I can become pitch perfect? So I'll take you through the details of this. For all our programs, we have this champion series, and this happens, I think, pretty much every month of the year, except for the summer. And all of our clients, regardless of what program you're in, have the opportunity to actually be part of our 360 virtual advisory board, our regional alliance, and our investment review panel. So with 360, this is really an opportunity for companies that have never pitched before, that are trying to figure out, how to pitch to investor. This is their opportunity to actually do that. And so many of these companies could be at the incubator stage, or they could be before that. And so we bring in the advisors, as well as the EIRs and potentially investors, to come and listen to the pitches of our clients, and they provide valuable feedback from that perspective. So by the time we recommend you as a potential presenter for the Regional Alliance. This is specifically for organizations who are volunteers to come in to actually determine what is the commercial viability of your product. And so when you come in to do your presentation, it's the same format as a 360 virtual advisory board. You have a 10-minute presentation, 10-minute Q&A, and a 10-minute closed door session with our advisors and investors. They will provide you with not only feedback, but also potential commercialization opportunities. And so we have people coming in not only from industry, but also from the government to make those potential introductions. The investment review panel are specifically for those companies that are ready for investment. And this is the part of, I guess, the Champion Series that fits directly in with our investor readiness program. And so here we specifically curate investors as well as our advisors and EIRs will come into this session, same format as before, but this provides realistic feedback and connections specifically to the founder for investment purposes. Okay, I'm going to stop there and see if there are any questions at this stage. I can't see everyone, so Rutuja, you'll be the one to let me know.
Yeah, I don't see any hands raised. I'm just gonna go through the list. Nope, all good.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so I'll get in. This is the Investor Readiness Program. We offer this twice a year, and it happens in the spring and it happens in the fall. And it's typically a 6-week program. But because we've devised it as a hybrid, either self-paced as well as coaching sessions, this is really designed to cater to your timeline. So the self-paced program, I'll take you through that in Disco, as well as the coaching sessions, which are more geared to the specific, let's say, challenges or opportunities that you have identified. In detail, this investor readiness program, like I said, it is typically 6 weeks. But what happens is that we assign you an entrepreneur in residence, and they will act as your strategic co-founder, not only to refine your presentation, but also to identify some of the gaps or opportunities in your business. We actually also offer curriculum, which is self-paced, that covers these topics: finance fundamentals, building a financial model, an overview from marketing as well as sales coaching, data room fundamentals, valuations, assumptions, as well as your cap table. And then we offer other sessions on HR coaching as well as IP coaching from our partners at Bearskin Par. So the custom sessions are geared towards helping the entrepreneur address some of their most pressing needs. And it could be IP related, it could be go to market. We have them identify those, and then they tell us what they need, and then we find someone or a solution within our network to see if we can address that. We also offer peer-to-peer pitching that allows much of the cohort to actually meet each other, pitch to each other. And we find that these sessions are really helpful in being able to identify like common, things that happen across different startups and how they can actually help each other. And it's also valuable from this perspective to actually get some peer feedback on your presentation, as well as opportunities for, let's say, vendors or clients or even talent recommendations. We offer an EIR forum where each of the entrepreneurs get to pitch in front of EIR. So across this program and through our champion panels, you'll be doing tons of pitching. You pitch to the EIRs and to present your company, and they provide you feedback. And this is where you could have follow-up meetings that are designated to your specific needs. And many times the takeaway from these EIR sessions is that they will end up booking at least 2 or 3 meetings that are specific to, let's say, finance or maybe go to market. We also offer a VC roundtable, and the VC roundtable, we curate specific VC investors to actually hear your pitch. And this is more from a friendly perspective. So you're able to not only pitch to them, get their feedback, but also the second part of the hour, you get to ask questions of investors, things that you need to know about raising money, about, if you have questions about definitions on the cap table, what should I include in my data room? All that can be done during this session. And then the culmination of all of this is a pitch to the investor panel. Okay, so you're geared up to actually pitch based on all the feedback that you've gotten within the 6 weeks, as well as continuous meetings that you're going to have with your EIR. Okay, so I'm going to, let me see, go into, this is our Disco platform, and this is where all our self-paced programs take place. And so for investor readiness, when you come in, you will go into, let's say, the welcome module, where you will be able to see a welcome note from Pam. It gives you an overview of what the program is all about. And then it's easy as toggling down to take a look at each module to start consuming the content. I wanted to highlight some of the services that we have as part of the program. We actually provide a lot of benefits to our founders who join the program. We have a client resources portal where you can go in and get access to things like software development for startups. It's a guide that's been consumed many times in the past. We have a pitch perfect deck that you can leverage for the actual presentation, the business model canvas, the stages of adventure. We also have different technology credits. So whether or not it be Stripe or AWS, you can go into our client resources to actually access this information. We also are giving our clients the ability to get one-to-one free consultation services from our service providers. Bearskin Park, who is our partner in intellectual property law, you can book your initial meeting with them. Palette Vallo, they focus on corporate law, partnerships, transactions, shareholder agreements, everything that you need to actually start your business. And Scan Consulting Group, their early stage financing, tax accounting, government grant programs, etc. So all these partners, you can book a initial meeting with them. We do advise that any follow-up meetings with any of our partners, that is a relationship that you deal specifically with them, and therefore that cost is negotiated directly between you and our partner. We also have the ability to provide Mars market intelligence reports to our founders. We offer 3 different ones, which, it can be valued fairly high. I think some of these reports were valued as much as, let's say, $14,000 to $20,000. So we have a research report that can be provided based on, let's say, your specific market. We have a lead generation report that allows startups to actually look at different lead lists to help them in their go-to-market strategies, and capital insights. If you want information on investment opportunities or even market opportunities when it comes to capital, you can access this as well. Are there any other questions about our venture services?
I see there's a question in the chat from Ann.
Okay.
She's from Green Center, and she's just confirming the investor training from Altitude is free for advanced on program participants. Is that correct?
Yes, for Green Center clients.
Okay. Yeah, this is question very specific to founders who are joining us from Green Center. So yes, it's free for them.
Okay, perfect. So just to give you a sample, so these are the modules. And so let's just say, for example, you go into the first module, Finance Fundamentals, Coaching with Andrew Opala and Wahaj Ahmed. When you go into this session, these are actually between 1.5 to 2 hour sessions. So they are recorded, and this will give you context into what you're going to learn. Now, this specific one also has a follow-up workshop where this has been recorded from previous sessions, and it's provided by Jeff Simonet. Okay, and in some of these modules as well, they will provide some of the templates that you need to actually develop your own, let's say, financial model. Okay. So that in essence is self-paced, and you can consume this information at your own time. Okay. Any questions on Disco at all? Okay. Slide actually introduces you to our entrepreneurs in residence. We have a fantastic team of 4 EIRs. Paul Barter, he focuses on strategy and AI, but like when I talk about each of these EIRs, they all do strategy. They all can talk about AI, or they all can talk about like various areas of technology. They're not but they are very, I would say, strong in their individual capabilities. Like Paul has been a university professor at York and understands the strategic part of the looming AI industry, and he's worked with various startups from that perspective. Jeff Simonet, while he's focused on finance, he also used to be an investor with a VC company, but he has also invested in, let's say, wellness apps, for example. And so he has strong capabilities from that perspective, as well as from the perspective of raising money. Angela Bourne is also an entrepreneur, but she's also worked in enterprise. Her specialty is sales and marketing strategy. And her husband, as well, is also a startup founder within the biotech space. So she is very familiar with the journey of an entrepreneur. And James Sproula has actually been with Rick Center Altitude Accelerator since the beginning, I would say. And he has been working in clean tech before. I think they called it clean tech. And so he is a wealth of information for anybody who is trying to innovate in this space. Those coming in from Green Center that have specific technologies in clean tech, we will assign you to James Sproula. All right. Any questions about entrepreneurs in residence? Okay. So more recently, Altitude has the opportunity and ability to actually help our clients. So, for Brampton Angels, we initially launched this in spring of this year, and Altitude Angels manages this extension of our group. We call it an extension because we have to maintain an arm's length, because we want to make sure that this group, for the most part, operates independently. And so they will take applications from everywhere, but we also have the opportunity to actually present potential client opportunities for Brampton Angels. And so we can help you prepare your application for funding. This group operates independently, so that means that they independently will actually assess all incoming applications and determine which ones will go forward to actually present in front of the angel group. So the next one that we're holding is September of this year. And if you have any questions about that, you can contact us directly and we'll provide you some more information. The other thing is that Altitude Accelerator actually also submits recommendations for the Sustainable Development Technology Canada funding, and they specifically support development and innovation of clean technologies. So I believe this happens at least a few times a year. And so the recommendations that we make specifically come from within our cohort we are nurturing within our programs. Okay.
Just a minute, Tessie. You have a question in chat.
Okay.
It's related to EIR. EIR will be assigned to each startup based on their field. And how often do we meet with our EIR?
You can meet with your EIR as often as you wish. That is negotiated between you and your EIR. I would say on average, though, I think what happens is that when you have your sessions, is that you will present something to your EIR, and then they may have you go back, do some homework on something, and then come back to them with the recommendation. That way it continues to help the relationship keep it flowing, but also gets you ahead. And so it's more than just a conversation. It's like, okay, if you're going to do this, let us help you do this, and here are the guidelines in order for you to get that. And then in turn, they could help you with introductions as well. But the frequency of the relationship is totally dependent on you and the EIR directly. Okay. So this just presents a sample of in the last 2 years of the companies that have actually graduated from investor readiness. We have companies like PoolPal, RO Carbon, Dispersa, my co-futures who are in the clean tech space, as well as not-for-profit startups like Genies, who is offering donation technology. AIO, which is that little purple one in the center, is a gaming hub, a gaming community hub. And we also have ones in healthcare, like Consider Care. They're building technologies specifically to disrupt patient care and elder care. AI Valley, it's a med tech company that is an endoscopy disruptor where they're offering technology that streamlines diagnosis using endoscopy. And Mindful Garden and VR Pathways are finding new ways to actually improve wellness within that sector. And Summations is another different company that offers technology for companies, academic institutions to improve the awareness and I guess accessibility for those that are doing research. So this gives you a good sample of the types of companies that are actually using our program. Okay. And this is us. These are all the partners that we have currently that we leverage not only for connections, but also for resources. So anytime that you specifically, let's say, are looking for, let's say, med tech founders or med tech advisors, we can go into our network and determine whether or not we have those resources for you. And I think it'd be fortuitous, like to mention that Brampton is also been approved to actually develop the medical university here, and so we will have access to many of those resources for our clients here and in the future. Okay. And that is it. So if you are interested in joining us, please, this is my email, hesse.jones@altitudeaccelerator.ca. You can email me or even Rituja for questions. We can show you the application process and the intake process for you to actually get started on your journey here at Altitude.